America. The land of opportunity, freedom, and places you probably shouldn't wander into unless you've got a death wish or a camera crew from the Discovery Channel. From crime-ridden cities to natural death traps that make you question your vacation plans, the United States is home to some of the most dangerous spots on Earth. Today, we're counting down the top 15 most dangerous places in America. So buckle up, maybe double-check your life insurance, and let's dive into places that make you go, nope, not today. Number 15. Lake Mead, Nevada/Arizona. At first glance, Lake Mead looks like the ultimate vacation destination. Sparkling water, boating, swimming, fishing. Families come here every year to camp under the stars. But what the brochures don't tell you is this: Lake Mead is one of the deadliest national recreation areas in America. Since the 1930s, hundreds of people have drowned here. Every summer, the combination of alcohol, boating, and overconfidence in swimming skills turns the lake into a statistics machine. Strong currents pull people under, and the shoreline drops off sharply in certain areas. So one step too far, and you're not standing anymore. And if that wasn't enough, as water levels have dropped in recent years, Lake Mead has started revealing secrets buried deep below the surface. Rusted-out boats, abandoned cars, and yes, actual human remains, including mob-related victims from Las Vegas's darker days. Imagine going for a swim and bumping into a barrel with Jimmy Hoffa's cousin inside. So yeah, enjoy the sunshine, but maybe keep your feet on dry land. Number 14. Owyhee County, Idaho. Owyhee County sounds like a peaceful, forgotten corner of Idaho. And in a way it is, because once you're out there, it's so remote you might as well be on Mars. This county is larger than the entire state of Connecticut, but with only around 12,000 residents. Translation? You're on your own. The dangers here aren't from gangs or crime. They're from nature. Think endless desert terrain, rattlesnakes that blend perfectly with the sand, scorching summers and freezing winters. If your car breaks down, forget calling AAA. There's no cell service. Out here, it's just you, your survival skills, and whether you remember to pack enough water. In fact, search and rescue crews are constantly pulling people out of life or death situations. Tourists underestimate the isolation, hunters get lost, and off-road enthusiasts push their luck. The locals call it the Owyhee Outback, and once you're there, you understand why. So if you're looking for peace, solitude, and maybe a starring role in your own episode of Survivor, Idaho edition, Owyhee County is waiting. Number 13. Detroit, Michigan. Detroit, the Motor City, birthplace of Motown, home of the American auto industry, and unfortunately, a city that often ranks at the top of most violent in America. Let's break it down. In 2022, Detroit reported one of the highest violent crime rates in the nation, including thousands of robberies, assaults, and homicides. Whole neighborhoods have struggled with poverty and gang activity for decades, making parts of the city dangerous after dark. But here's the twist. Detroit is also in the middle of a comeback. Downtown has been revitalized, new businesses are popping up, and the spirit of Detroit is alive and well. Still, wander too far off the well-lit tourist path, and things get risky fast. Locals know which blocks to avoid, but visitors? Not so much. So yes, Detroit is a city of music, cars, and culture. But if you visit, keep your eyes open and maybe don't ask strangers for directions in the middle of the night. Number 12. Death Valley, California/Nevada. You'd think the name would be a clue, right? Death Valley. It's not called Fluffy Bunny Valley for a reason. This desert is officially the hottest place on Earth. In the summer of 2021, Furnace Creek Ranch in Death Valley hit a staggering 134 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hot enough to literally cook an egg on the pavement, or melt the soles of your sneakers. Every year, people underestimate the heat, ignore warnings, and head out on hikes without enough water. Heat stroke sets in fast. Cars overheat. Phones die. And tragically, some visitors never make it back. Rangers regularly find abandoned vehicles and sometimes bodies just a few miles off the road. And it's not just the heat. Death Valley is home to rattlesnakes, scorpions, and flash floods that can turn a dry canyon into a raging river in minutes. It's stunning to look at, but deadly to underestimate. So if you must visit, bring more water than you think humanly possible. And maybe don't test out your TikTok survival hacks here. Number 11. New Orleans, Louisiana. New Orleans is famous for Mardi Gras, jazz, gumbo, and Bourbon Street. But along with all that fun comes danger. For one, New Orleans has one of the highest violent crime rates in America. Robberies, assaults, and homicides are sadly common. And while tourists often stick to the French Quarter, wandering outside that bubble, especially at night, can get risky fast. And then there's Mother Nature. Hurricane Katrina in 2005 devastated the city, killing nearly 2,000 people and displacing thousands more. The truth is, New Orleans is still vulnerable to hurricanes and flooding because much of the city sits below sea level. Every hurricane season, residents hold their breath, hoping the levees hold. But here's the thing. New Orleans is also one of the most resilient, vibrant cities in America. The music, the food, the culture, you can't find it anywhere else. But safety? That's another story. The Big Easy will give you the time of your life, but only if you respect its risks. Number 10. Chicago, Illinois. Chicago has it all. Deep dish pizza, jazz, Michael Jordan's legacy, and one of the highest violent crime rates in the nation. In 2021 alone, over 3,500 shootings were reported. While most violence is concentrated in certain South and West Side neighborhoods, the numbers are staggering. The city has tried to combat its reputation with community programs and police presence, but the stats don't lie. Downtown is safe for selfies at the Bean or catching a Cubs game. But if you wander off the tourist grid after dark, you might find yourself in the wrong kind of highlight reel. Number 9. Yosemite National Park, California. Yosemite is breathtaking, towering cliffs, roaring waterfalls, serene meadows. But beauty here comes with a deadly price tag. Over 1,000 people have died in the park, with accidents ranging from heat stroke to fatal falls. Vernal Fall, for example, has claimed multiple lives from people ignoring barriers to snap photos. And then there are the black bears. They're less interested in harming people and more in raiding your snacks, but every year rangers remind visitors, a fed bear is a dead bear. A wrong move with wildlife or a careless slip near a cliff, and Yosemite becomes less national treasure and more natural disaster. Number 8. Baltimore, Maryland. Baltimore has history, grit, and some of the best crab cakes in America, but it also has one of the nation's highest homicide rates. Entire neighborhoods struggle with daily violence fueled by gangs and drugs. Tourists love the Inner Harbor and Camden yards, but a few blocks in the wrong direction can change the vibe instantly. The contrast is so stark, it feels like two different cities side by side. Baltimore has incredible culture and resilience, but you'd better know where you're going, or your trip might come with more excitement than you bargained for. Number 7. Denali, Alaska. At 20,310 feet, Denali is North America's tallest and one of its deadliest mountains. Climbers face brutal cold, avalanches, and sudden storms that can trap them for days. Unlike Everest, where Sherpas assist climbers, Denali requires adventurers to carry everything themselves: food, tents, and supplies, often weighing over 100 pounds. Since records began, more than 100 climbers have died here, and fewer than half of attempts end in success. Denali isn't just a climb, it's a battle with nature itself. Number 6. St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis. Gateway Arch, Cardinals baseball, and barbecue that will change your life. But it's also notorious for violent crime. In 2022, its homicide rate was among the highest in the country, and gun violence remains a major issue. The city has great culture, but the safe and unsafe areas sit dangerously close together. Locals know the difference, but outsiders don't always. So yes, enjoy the arch, dig into that barbecue, but make sure your curiosity doesn't take you down the wrong exit. Number 5. The Grand Canyon, Arizona. The Grand Canyon is one of the most iconic natural wonders in America. 277 miles long, up to 18 miles wide, and a mile deep. It's breathtaking, unforgettable, and unforgiving. Since records began, more than 700 people have died here. Some deaths are from dehydration, others from falls, and a surprising number from plane and helicopter crashes in the canyon's turbulent airspace. And yes, people still regularly die taking selfies too close to the edge. Rangers say one of their biggest challenges is tourist confidence. Folks think it's just a big park. They underestimate the heat, the distances, and the terrain. A trail that looks easy at the start can turn brutal under the Arizona sun. Once you're exhausted halfway down, remember, it's another half back up. So the Grand Canyon is beautiful, yes? But if you visit, pack more water than you think you need, stay behind the railings, and maybe leave the Instagram stunts for Photoshop. Number 4. Alaska's wilderness, the last frontier. The phrase, untouched wilderness, sounds romantic until you're lost in it. Alaska has thousands of square miles where there are no roads, no phone signals, and no chance of quick rescue. Every year, people go missing in Alaska's wilderness. Hunters, hikers, even experienced outdoorsmen. Many are never found. The combination of harsh weather, treacherous terrain, and massive predators makes survival slim once you're stranded. Grizzly bears, black bears, and moose roam freely, and while most avoid humans, the encounters that happen often make headlines. And it's not just the wildlife. Rivers can sweep you away in seconds, snowstorms strike year-round, and the sheer remoteness means even helicopters can't always reach you. Alaska is stunning, but if you head into the wild unprepared, you might become one more mystery in America's last frontier. Number 3. Miami, Florida. Miami is sunshine, salsa, and South Beach. But beneath the glamour lies a cocktail of crime and natural disaster. The city ranks high in violent crimes, with robberies and assaults a concern, especially in nightlife districts after dark. Then there's Mother Nature. Miami is a bullseye for hurricanes. From Andrew in 1992 to Irma in 2017, the city has been devastated multiple times, and rising sea levels only make the risk worse. So yes, Miami is paradise, but one with fine print. Paradise, terms, and conditions apply. Number 2. Camden, New Jersey. Across the river from Philadelphia lies Camden, a small city with a big reputation. For years, Camden topped the charts as the most dangerous city in America. Gang violence, poverty, and drug trafficking made some neighborhoods so dangerous that even locals avoided them after dark. At one point, things got so bad the entire police department was disbanded and rebuilt from scratch. Crime rates have improved since, but Camden still struggles with violence and remains one of the roughest places in the U.S. Drive through at night, and you'll understand why residents are quick to lock their doors at stoplights. Number 1. The Appalachians, missing 411 hotspots. The Appalachian Mountains stretch 2,000 miles from Georgia to Maine. They're beautiful, historic, and full of mystery. But they also hold America's strangest danger: unexplained disappearances. Known in some circles as Missing 411 cases, hundreds of people have vanished in the Appalachians over the years, sometimes within minutes of being seen by friends or family. Many leave no trace, no footprints, no belongings, no remains. Explanations range from natural hazards, bears, falls, hypothermia, to something more unsettling. Some theorize about hidden caves, human predators, or even paranormal activity. Whatever the cause, the statistics are chilling. The Appalachians aren't just dangerous, they're a mystery America still hasn't solved. And there you have it, the top 15 most dangerous places in America. From crime-filled streets to wild frontiers, these places remind us that danger is everywhere, sometimes in plain sight, sometimes hiding in the woods. If you enjoyed this countdown, help us keep bringing you more wild, strange, and unbelievable stories. Hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to Top Facts, your home for the internet's most fascinating discoveries. Because the world is full of danger, but missing out on good content? Now that's the real risk.